Hello, this is Efrossini Zoniou on EVO2023 Videos for Mobile Learning session. I just logged into the Integrating Technology site. I'm on the home page and I'd like to go to the course page. So I click on the My Courses box and here Video-Based Mobile Learning appears. And by clicking on the icon, I am taken to the overview page of the course itself. At the top of the page, we can see a ribbon with general information and features of the site, but I'll skip these and I'll just focus on the layout of the course. So I'm taking you straight to the blue ribbon with all the parameters. First, we've got information about the course itself, and this is where all the matter of the course will be displayed. Next, I can go to participants and see all my fellow participants. I can see them in alphabetical order, but I can also search for a specific name, either by first name or surname. Let's take E, which is my initial, so there are two other participants whose first name starts with E, and let me click on Z. I suppose I'm the only one, yes, there are not many people whose surnames start by Z in my experience. So let me go back to E. I'm back on fellow participants whose first names begin with E. By clicking on the name of the participant, I can have access to their profile. And I can even send messages to them, add them as contacts in order to be able to exchange messages. And I see all their personal information, all the details about the courses they're involved in, etc. You can see what roles they are involved in the course as, and if they are part of a group. When groups have been formed, you can see in which group they are. Next on our blue ribbon is the grades page. Here is a list of all the activities that are graded. So far, there's nothing, of course, because I haven't completed any activities or they haven't been graded. But you could see the grade and the percentage, the feedback, and the contribution of this activity to the course total. Next is the content bank. Content and files can be shared into this bank for access by everybody that's involved in the course, but so far there's nothing that's been added. And let's go to the badges. Here you can see all the weekly badges that you can earn and the criteria for obtaining them. And let's go to the More toggle menu. Competencies, let's see what information there's there. No competencies have been linked to the course. I don't want to enroll myself, but here's an interesting option. We can download the course content as a zip file. So we can download anything that can be downloaded. Well, let me do it. Okay, and I can save it on my computer here. Here I've saved it, and let me open the zip file. Okay, there it is. So there it is. I can see the description of the activities. Now let's go back to the course overview. The course is the first element that you see on the blue ribbon. I left the details last because this is the most important part of our course layout. At the top, we see the title of the course, and on the right, we are told that it's part of the EVO 2023 sessions. I see that it's written in blue. Everything that is written in blue is clickable, so if I click on it, I'll be taken to an overview of EVO sessions. Here they are, but let me return to the course. Below the title of the course, there's a box where I can type any question in order to get further information, and this appears at the top of every course page, at the top of every weekly topic. Here I've typed a question. It's been processed, and here's the answer. Let me ask another question. I'd like some clarification. And I'm afraid there's a little problem with the processing. Probably the site is very busy. I'll try another time. Let's now take a look at the overview of the course, an introduction to the objectives of the course, and a tutorial on how to edit your profile, and probably a list of the tools that will be used during the session, and what participants will have achieved by the end of the course. Two fora, one for announcements and a very useful one for questions. If support is needed, let's go to the announcement forum. This is where all the meetings and the uploading of recordings of the meetings are posted, and anything that the course moderators need to tell us about. At the bottom of the page, I always have an arrow to the right that leads me to the next activity, and if I'm not on the first activity of the week, I can go back to the previous activities, or I can choose to jump to any activity of the course I would like to access. For example, the presentation that will be used in week 2. And now I have left the overview page and I'm taken to an activity or a material of the second week. So there are many ways of accessing an activity, and that makes the Moodle site very, very versatile and very user-friendly. On the top right of the page, if I click on the blue video-based mobile learning, that blue means that it's clickable, I'll be taken to the overview page of the course. Now let me take a look at the content of each week. Here are the different weekly topics. They are in blue, they are clickable. We can go to the activities of the first week. Again, a preview of the tools that will be used and the overall objectives, and a list of the activities and materials that will be needed. The presentation, the slide presentation, the moderator's slide presentations used in the live meetings, support forum where we can ask questions, and the first activity, which is a forum, discussion forum, where we need to introduce ourselves in order to get acquainted. I have posted my introductory activity, the Kahoot challenge. Well, here at the bottom is a messaging app that's very useful. We can start a chat by posting a question, adding a comment. We can see the participants and probably select to message them. I saw Dr. Nelly. So I can send a message where I can send it. I can also take personal notes that only I can see. Okay, let me write one. And I could have a reminder of things I don't want to forget. And here the red dot means that I have written a note, probably, or that I've sent a message. I don't know. So I was just saying that I can go to the next activity by clicking on the next activity box at the bottom of the page. The layout of the course, this is the activity that I'm doing right now. The next activity is smartphones in the classroom, which is reading material that we'll have to annotate on AmaNote by posting comments, summaries, questions. And the next activity at the bottom of the page, etc. Alternatively, I can click at the top right of the page on the title of the course to go back to the page of the first week activities, where I have the list of all the activities. I can have access to all activities, all materials, all weekly topics by clicking on each of the blue topics. Let me go to the certificate of participation, something to look forward to. If you earn all the badges by completing all the activities, you can earn a certificate. Well, we can't preview it. It will only be available and it will only be seen when you get it, when you complete the course. That's after the 12th of February. And there's also a certificate for moderators. So that's an overview of the central part of the course interface, but I'd like to show you the block drawer, which appears on the right if you click on the little toggle here. And here are some very useful blocks that enable you to have access to useful information or to activities just at a click. First of all is the latest announcement block, which gives you an overview of the most recent announcements, and you can have access to all the ones by clicking on all the topics, but I suppose there isn't any because we're still at the beginning of the course. Next is the calendar. Wherever there's a blue dot means that there's an event, a live event. The first event was yesterday, the next one will be on the 13th. The one that is circled in blue, the date that is circled in blue is today's date. And I can have access to the full calendar with the whole month, the next month, the previous one, and I can even add a new event. There's even an events key where we have a categorization of events by site events, category events, course events, group events, user events, and other events, and you may choose to hide a specific category in order to see only the course events, for example. And I can even add a new event if I want. So as a user, I even have that privilege to be able to add events. Let me go back to the block drawer. A useful feature of calendars is that you can import or export calendars across sites. You can import an external calendar, or you can export your calendar. The next block is that of the completion progress. You can see all the activities that are graded, and the blue bar for each activity means that it hasn't been completed yet. Once you have completed activities, the color will be different. I think it's a greenish blue, I don't remember anyway. And by hovering the mouse over each bar, you can see which activity it corresponds to. And you can even go to it by clicking on it. So another different way of accessing an activity. Oh, I've reached a higher level. Well, I was just referring to another way of accessing an activity to show again the versatility of the Moodle site, the many different ways of accessing any part of the course you need. And here is the level up block. This gives you points, experience points, depending on the time you spend on the course and the activities that you complete. Let me go to the information. It tells you how many experience points you need to get to a level. So I've already earned a little bit more than 2,000 points, and the top level is level 10. For competitive people, there's even a ranking depending on the points that you have earned. I'm rank 15 at the moment. And the last block is the name of the online users that are currently working on the course. This is useful for you to know if you want to get in touch with them, to send a message or start a chat. You know that they are on the course and you may be able to communicate with them. Next to my name is a little I. You can hide your online status from other users if you don't want them to see when you're online. I have no reason to hide what I'm doing, so let me leave it on. So that was what the block drawer is like. I can close it by clicking on the little cross in order to get a full view of the course page and work more comfortably. One last thing I'd like to show you is the leave a message box on the left of the page. If you have any technical problem with the site, you can send a message to the administrator and they will be back in touch with you. I hope this walkthrough has been useful. Thank you for watching.